Straight ahead on 12 News, a long list of charges against a Northwest Metro tax preparer. Then, how a Maple Grove couple is reaching people all over the world with a message about healthy lifestyles.
We try to make it fun, which is fun and short, which is the key with kids.
But first, Robbinsdale officials prepare for the possibility of more train traffic.
If you had longer trains going through at that time of day, it could create some real traffic headaches.
12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone. A plan to help reduce bottlenecks in train traffic could lead to headaches for people driving through Robbinsdale.
Robbinsdale city officials met with the railroad to learn more about a proposal that would link two rail lines. As Delane Cleveland reports, the proposal raises a number of questions, but provides few answers.
You know, the train has been through Robbinsdale since our founding.
Right through the heart of Robbinsdale are BNSF train tracks that run north and south. Yet for people driving through Robbinsdale on Noble Avenue or on 42nd Avenue, actually being stopped by a train isn't something they have to worry about.
On the current BNSF tracks, there is usually one train every day.
Robbinsdale City Manager Marcia Glick says that one train usually goes north on the tracks in the morning and back south later in the afternoon.
Typically it's a short train, and that's been the case going back, 20 years.
That could possibly change if a proposed project a couple miles down the road in Crystal comes to fruition. There are talks to divert these train tracks so they cut right through North Suburban Towing. If that happens, then that could mean a lot more train traffic coming through Robbinsdale. That's because CP trains traveling east to west could switch over to the BNSF line heading south.
We would hope that this connection doesn't get made, but it's not a decision that we have direct control over.
One reason she doesn't want that connection to happen is because of the potential impact on traffic in downtown businesses.
We know that certain times of day the traffic on County Road 9 does get backed up, and if you had longer trains going through at that time of day, it could create some real traffic headaches.
However, a BNSF spokeswoman tried to ease those concerns, saying in a statement that the goal of the project is to help improve the fluidity of trains, and that would include moving trains through those crossings as efficiently as possible, minimizing potential impacts to the communities at those crossings. Yet until the project is approved, Robbinsdale officials can only speculate about what the future holds.
So we really don't know the number of trains, the length of trains, any of that.
In Robbinsdale, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
If the plan goes through, the city may look into upgrading intersections impacted by train traffic and creating a quiet zone to keep train whistles from blowing.
Police are looking for a suspect who held up a TCF bank in Brooklyn Park. It happened just before noon Thursday at the bank on Brooklyn Boulevard. Police described the suspect as a thin black female in her 20s. A police dog from New Hope was called in to help find her, but could not. And if you have any information, you're asked to call the police or the FBI. Two men accused of robbing a Crystal TCF bank have also been charged with robbing a bank in St. Louis Park just a few days earlier. According to the criminal complaint, one man approached a teller inside a Cub food store saying he had a gun. The other drove a getaway car. Marcus Houston and Tavares Hardaway both face charges. After the first robbery on January 22nd, police placed a tracking device in the car they thought was involved. Then on February 1st, they tracked that car near a second robbery in Crystal. The men were arrested in Brooklyn Center. They could face charges in other robberies as well.
A tax preparer from Champlin is charged with bilking the state out of more than $1 million in tax revenue by submitting fraudulent tax claims on behalf of her clients. 51-year-old Rona Griffin is charged with 53 felonies for filing false income tax statements on behalf of her clients. At a news conference today, state tax officials and County Attorney Mike Freeman say that she cheated the state out of $1.4 million between 2009 and 2013.
We believe this is the largest tax fraud case filed by this office in its history. It's not the only one. We filed a number over a period of time, and we have two pending now. But this is a result of brazen cheating.
Prosecutors say Griffin overstated how much her clients gave to charity, including giving to churches that they never attended.
Well, with the colder weather, you might think the ice is safer, but officials are warning that that's not always the case.
2 vehicles broke through the ice on Lake Minnetonka, and the Hennepin County Sheriff's Office is issuing a reminder. In both cases, the drivers drove around posted thin ice signs. The first case happened in Grays Bay when the vehicle's front axle broke through and went into the water. 2 teenage boys were able to get out without injury. The second case happened in a channel at Phelps Bay, and the vehicle was mostly submerged, but 2 men were able to get out safely. The Sheriff's Office says no ice is ever considered completely safe, but channels and pressure ridges should be avoided.
If you're a commuter and interested in using the MinPass lanes on Interstate 394, you'll have to wait to get a new MinPass account. The problem is MnDOT is running low on transponder clips. MnDOT says they were unable to get a shipment from an overseas provider, and it will be late March or early April before they will have the equipment. You can get an email when new MinPass signups resume by going to mnpass.org. About 14,000 MinPass account holders currently use the lanes on 394. A Maple Grove family is helping people all over the world live a more active lifestyle.
The Holman family says the key is to make working out fun and a family affair. Sonia Goins shows us how they're getting people into tip-top shape.
And when you're working out at home, you don't have to worry about looking cute at the gym,
Go, 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 go. Come on.
waiting for a piece of equipment, and it's like having a personal trainer. Let's go.
Allie and Mark Holman have been teaching people how to get strong for more than 20 years.
Good job. We have people all over the world actually who work out with us.
6 years ago, they turned their Maple Grove basement into a fitness television studio.
All right. Are you ready? Let's go. Killer ab, crunching.
Their online business, corecamper.com, allows people to work out when and where they want.
Nice. 3. We have built our business literally from the ground up, from word of mouth. You don't need a lot of equipment. We call this our basement boot camp. You can use any kind of household items to really get in amazing shape, but also make fitness fun and accessible.
There are 3 different fitness levels, and the sessions are only 20 minutes.
We call it smarter, not longer. So you can work out for 20 minutes a day, get in amazing shape.
The Holmans call themselves the Fit Fam
Yeah, this is my little hooper.
because they say fitness should be a family affair.
We try to make it fun, which is fun and short, which is the key with kids. Ready?
4-year-old Demi and 10-year-old Ava join in on the fun
Okay, you start at crab and Ava can start at bear.
by doing things like the bear crawl and frog jump.
I'm gonna call you.
The girls really like working out with their parents.
I think that we should kind of join in because then we could work out with them and then we could have fun like they do too.
Nice.
Allie Holman says working out with your children should become a habit.
Starts to become the norm for your family, and you're kind of leaving that legacy for your kids that fitness is a part of our life and it's something that we enjoy. Shoulders off the ground. Here we go. Go.
In Maple Grove, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
The Holmans also offer nutrition tips, and they say eating healthy doesn't have to be boring or expensive. Still ahead, we'll meet a standout student from West Lutheran High School in Plymouth.
And later in sports, a conference title is up for grabs as Champlin Park and Maple Grove meet in gymnastics.
But first, it's a look at your AccuWeather forecast.
It's a program designed to help students develop the skills they need in the global economy. Think science, engineering, technology, and math.
And that's right. This Principles of Engineering class at Osseo High School is just one example. Today, students tested their programming skills by writing detailed steps of a simple task as others were blindfolded and told to follow each step. It's part of the Project Lead the Way program, or PLTW, and officials from other schools visited Osseo to see what it offers. The emphasis is on problem solving, critical thinking, and concept-based approach.
A lot of times when students are perhaps in physics class, they don't necessarily get that hands-on project, so to speak, but they are learning all these concepts. And with PLTW courses, what they do is they actually get to apply it.
The visitors from other school districts are either considering the Project Lead the Way program or they're in the midst of being certified. Solid academics and mentoring younger students helps make a West Lutheran senior a standout student.
Mason Halata excels in a number of different ways, as Neil Persley explains.
decide if the government should be able to act without a warrant.
Senior Mason Halata is the embodiment of the traits West Lutheran High School hopes to instill in all of their students.
He's one of those guys who's kind of all over the place, and people are talking to him, joking around with him. But he's also the one that seeks people out and makes them feel very, very welcome.
Spending just a few minutes with Mason, you quickly realize that he is genuine, caring, and unassuming. I asked why he thought he was chosen for being a standout student.
Honestly, I have no clue.
But Phil Meitner, who's coached and taught Mason for 4 years, was not shy.
He contributes to this school. He gives. He's an active person. He will be a great asset to anybody who will have them on their college campus next year.
Yes.
Mason puts his heart into his school.
I'm really involved with school. I do sports here. I cheer on the teams. I try to make as big as a presence as I can here.
And he gives of himself, mentoring younger students.
Just try to help out all the underclassmen with whatever they need, whether it's classes, homework, or like advice on some stuff like how to handle some situations with their classes.
Mason turns in solid academics while playing on the varsity football and baseball teams.
I just enjoy the school. I just love it so much. Just the home feeling and just the embracing of everybody. Like, oh yeah, we can show you where that is. So I'm just trying to carry that legacy on to other people. Like, this is what West is about. Just commitment, loving your community.
I'm Neil Persley, 12 News.
Well, still ahead, how a 10-year-old is getting a little help from her friends to spread Valentine's cheer.
But first in sports, Osseo, Champlin Park, and Park Center skiers aim for spots at state in their section meets. We'll be right back.
The Maple Grove and Champlin Park gymnastics team were both part of the Breck Luau Invitational, in which the Rebels set a new school record for points last Saturday. Well, the two faced off in a dual meet Wednesday with the Northwest Suburban Conference Championship on the line. Taylor Gukeen almost certainly will be a state meet qualifier this year. The Rebels junior lands a score of 9.325 on the vault to lead the Rebels. Maple Grove has not had a gymnast at state in 4 years, but that may change this season. Allie Corbell is one of the state's top vaulters. She scores a 9.425 in this meet. To the uneven bars, and Champlin Park senior Amanda Cunningham. She scores her season high in this event, an 8.85 mark. Liz Hammond was outstanding on the balance beam. She scores a personal best 9.4 for the Rebels on her way to winning the all-around title for the meet. Maple Grove's 5 beam routines were all solid. Kate Acey was the best in this meet with a mark of 9.05. But Champlin Park is a little stronger overall. Gukeen wins the floor with a score of 9.5 as Champlin Park wins the Northwest Suburban Conference title, scoring 143.325 to 138.5 for the Crimson. Both teams are in the Section 5AA meet next Thursday. After an unseasonably warm January, brisk winds greeted Nordic skiers at the Section 5 meet Wednesday. Xavier Mansfield of Minneapolis Patrick Henry starts first in the pursuit format based on his time in the first race of the day. And Mansfield glides to a victory by more than a minute to take the section title and qualify for state. Andover's Ian Mead is in second place. And coming hard on the outside in green is Nathaniel Johnson of Park Center as he places third. Champlin Park's Ian Evans also qualifies for state by placing ninth. On the girls' side, Osseo's Sarah Bezdacek is the first racer out at Worth Park. And Bezdacek skis to a section title, winning both races and has a combined time of 35.39. Diana Glebova of Champlin Park also advances, placing 8th overall. Here's what 2 local qualifiers had to say.
Well, this year it's feeling much better because I moved up 4 places since last year. And I know I'm proud of what I did, even though I didn't beat the guy I was tied with in the morning.
It feels really good. I've been a really close contender the last couple of years, but didn't quite get it. But this year, I did a lot of hard work, and it paid off, so it feels good.
As we check the team totals, the top 2 teams now advance on to state. And for the boys, that is Andover and Irondale. Osseo and Champlin Park are in the 3-4 slots. Park Center is 9th. Johnson and Evans are headed to state as individuals. Roseville and Irondale are the girls' teams advancing to state. Champlin Park is 4th and Osseo 5th. Park Center is 11th. Section champion Bezdechek of Osseo and Gabova of Champlin Park advance on to state. Spring bobbers can be very helpful during ice fishing season. Pro angler Terry Tuma tells us how best to use them and what to look for in this week's Channel 12 ice fishing tip.
As we all know, spring bobbers are a great tool for catching bluegills and for crappies. And, you know, there's an ingredient here that's going to help us in deciding should we bring this fish up through the hole, should we pull the bait away from the fish. And generally speaking, if your spring bobber sort of bounces, if you will, just like so, that generally means that it's going to be a small bluegill. If it goes down very slowly and just hangs there just as such, sort of a bend in your spring bobber downward, that's going to be an indication it's a big bluegill. Is it always the case? No, but many times it's an indicator. And does that help us? Absolutely. It makes us decide, well, I want to pull that bait away, or I want to keep it there. I just want to watch that spring bobber. And then, you know, is it always, as I mentioned, it's not always the case. Many times, and especially this year, I noticed where that spring bobber will never move, but you're marking a big red band on your Vexilar. It's inhaled that waxworm or that silver wigger. You want to set the hook, and you're going to have a fish on a big monster gill. Give it a try. Do some experimenting. I think you'll be surprised at how you can decipher a small or big fish. Be sure to tune in next week. Take a kid ice fishing this week, by the way.
Thanks, Terry, and that's it for sports.
Thanks, John. We'll be right back.
Coming up Friday on 12 News, find out about an effort by the Brooklyn Center Police Department to recruit more diverse officers.
Our police department needs to represent the city that we serve, and this is one opportunity to get and diversify our workforce.
This week, the police department announced they plan to hire 2 multicultural cadets. We'll tell you more about this unique program Friday on 12 News. And finally, if you haven't noticed, Valentine's Day is a little over a week away.
4th grade students at Greenwood Elementary helped a classmate prepare for the special day by assembling dozens of Valentines. 10-year-old Carly Glomstad recruits her classmates to help her assemble goodie bags each year. Then Carly delivers the Valentines to senior facilities, nonprofits, daycares, and charities.
I hope they're pretty happy. A lot of the times at the assisted livings, they're really happy to get see someone there for them because they don't see their family a lot.
And listen to this, Carly has been doing this project since she was 4 years old. This year, she collected more than $4,200 worth of donations from family and friends, and she plans to deliver Valentines to more than 600 people. Amazing.
Good for her.
That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
Stay with us. Community Corner is coming up next. We'll see you back here tomorrow beginning at 4.